Good afternoon and welcome to Tutu Lifestyle Talk Show. I'm your host, Mabel Moy, and of course, joining me on the set is the beautiful ladies. It's a beautiful Black Friday today,
Yes,
girls.
it is. Have you been shopping?
Um, Truth be told, I was worried about the condition and the line.
Yeah, I haven't. I won't lie. My pockets aren't really like,
Inviting,
yeah, so I
excited.
have to behave. I have to behave. But maybe I'll do a little makeup shop.
Well, I think food is
Food.
yeah.
Is there a Black Friday when it comes to food? I thought most of
That is
Cupcakes.
true.
I got cupcakes from someone who did like half the price. So
Oh, really?
it's a good deal. So yeah.
Okay, I had no idea. I thought Black Friday normally covers things like boutiques.
Yeah, merchandise,
You know,
things
I had
like
no
that,
idea that the
hardware.
restaurant was so cut for such. Interesting.
I'm gonna look for some places to go have lunch at half price.
I'm with you on that
You
one.
have the mix.
You look lovely ladies, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm seeing some brown cream, some green tissa. You and I in the same mood today.
Bringing it and the pearls
Oh,
looking
thank you.
elegant.
I mean, it's a Friday. You need to come out and show up.
Lovely, lovely. Very
Thank
lady.
you. Thank you. So today we're talking about something really interesting. We're talking about traveling, music, and of course finances. What can people do in this festive time? I want to believe we are at that time of the year where people tend to budget a lot, travel a lot, and spend. But we're now looking at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
What is the most effective way in which people can have fun and, of course, do what they want to do? So today we're going to have a very interesting
Yeah,
topic.
it's gonna be really fun. I mean, like you mentioned before, traveling, it's COVID now. Not everybody can afford to go out of the country, or not everybody is excited to go out of the country. So we're gonna look at places people can go to, Zambia, local, just cover, some pretty places that people can have a good time during
Truth be
Christmas.
told, I have just noticed Zambia has got a lot of beautiful places.
We do.
We
So
just
much
need to
to see.
discover more.
Yeah,
and,
do.
and when you choose to actually travel in Zambia, you get to spend less but enjoy more.
That is
So
so
this
true.
is something most people
From
should look forward to.
safaris to kayaking, waterfalls, boat drives, really good stuff to do.
It's like we do have it all. We just have to get there and get to see
And be
places.
proud of ourselves as well.
Definitely.
Because we think, God, I'm not shaming any country, but
You don't want to go to Bali.
Zanzibar is amazing, yes, but
Beautiful.
Zambia as well has
Yeah,
got a lot
it
of things
does.
to offer.
That is true, and I'm also excited that we're gonna have the music coming
And it's a Friday,
have
we
the-
just have to swim.
Yeah, we're gonna have the beautiful Emily. She's gonna do a little singing for us, and we're just gonna chat and see what she's up to, what projects she's currently exploring, and yeah, just get a good feel and hear that beautiful singing voice.
So, of course, all viewers out there, make sure you stick around, get a notepad, write down everything you need to do from finances, what we have planned up for this entire month, because we have a lot of interesting things coming up. So, ladies, what do you think? Do you have any plans whatsoever to what you're going to do in order for you to end the year in the most effective financial stand?
Oh my goodness, like for me, I definitely do need to step up my saving game. So I'm not gonna do anything too extravagant, but I will enjoy Christmas because Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. So yeah, definitely will be saving, but not splurging. I don't know if anybody is gonna get Christmas presents this year.
I'm sure you can always get something, it doesn't have to be so expensive. Just a
Oh, it's gonna be exciting. And to end the year, I've learned my lessons. I've accepted the bad decision, financial wise.
You
Yeah,
just
but you
have to.
learn, yeah.
You're wrapping up the year, so you need to.
I'm looking forward to making a better plan for next year towards this. So I'm ending my year this way, just learning from my past and planning better.
We can. There's always room for improvement, guys.
Well, for me, I've got huge plans for 2022. Honestly, I feel a lot of things I wanted to do in 2021, I haven't really done much. I can say the things I wanted to do in 2020, I have been able to accomplish in 2021. So I think we can push a few
With time,
things.
yeah, with time. Everything takes
2021,
time.
2022.
As long as you're achieving things
But
on
I'm
that
happy.
list, that is good.
But I'm happy.
Progress.
I'm happy. 2021 has been crazy. From COVID, from the first wave to the second wave.
Yeah.
It's been great, but with a lot of ups and downs. But we thank God we're here. But of course, remember to share your experiences, drop your questions. Today we're talking about finances and traveling. So please make sure you drop all those questions you want to drop, and we'll be more than happy to put them across. So we go on the short break and we shall start with our beautiful guest after that short break.
Thank you for joining us, and if you're just joining us now, this is Utuntu's Magazine Talk Show, and joining us now is a very special guest to the show. I mean, we have had her on so many times, and it's just an honor to have you today. It's no other than Coach Barbara Nsogolo. Thank you so much for joining us. How have you been?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
It's such an honor, and for those of you who are seeing this face for the first time, she wears so many hats. I mean, she does coaching, she came on to talk to us about personal branding, she talked to us about finances, and she's also in, I mean, which one are you today? And today she's here to talk to us about spending during the festive season. It's such an honor. I can't wait to hear from you. And if you have any questions out there, feel free to send them in concerning finances. Please grab your notebook and grab a pen, because it's about to be an entire crash course on savings and spending. So we all know it's Black Friday. Yeah, so how is that going for you? Any impulse buying? How did you plan for it? How is it for you?
How is it going for me? For me, I'm very intentional about my money. I always plan for whatever I need to buy. I'm not an impulse buyer, but I know a lot of ladies are impulse buyers. They get excited, oh, this is going to affordable. But then the one thing you need to ask yourself is it a want? Is it a need? It's very, very important. What is the motive behind your spending? Is it because everyone, it looks like everyone? Because sometimes social media can deceive you. It may look like everyone is spending when actually they are not. And it's also important to understand, because some people are spending because they had planned for those expenses and all that. So don't be entangled to see people spending money and you feel left behind.
Yeah, I think also the feeling of being left out is one of the things that makes people spend impulsively, because they don't want to be left out. Everyone is buying. So that's good. So are you participating in any shopping that I give you a hand and escort you?
We're actually running a Black Friday from our store.
Okay.
The perfumes we've slashed to 50%. Yes.
You're headed, you should check her out. So talking about saving, is it possible for one to save during this period, during this festive period? How can one do that?
Yes, it's possible. When it comes to saving during the festive season, it all starts with one having a financial plan. Let's say at the beginning of the year. For me, like I would do maybe for 2022, towards the end of the previous year, November, December, you begin to plan for your expenses. You set your goals. That really helps you. So this comes to things like food, decorations. You plan ahead of time on how you're going to save. So to start saving, having a financial plan at the beginning, let's say in January. It could be the previous year, December, November, or January at the beginning of the year for the festive season. You start saving. So it's really important for one to have a financial plan. You don't just wake up and spend just because it looks like the whole world is spending.
So having a plan before the festive season comes is what helps when it comes to saving.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, that is quite interesting. And how does one spend cost effectively? Because the festive season comes with buying drinks, comes with parties, it comes with visiting people, and everyone is throwing a party. So how do you just cost effectively spend your money?
Just from my recent answer I've given you, when you have planned, then you know that you've got a budget for these things. Because remember I mentioned to say, when you plan for this means you plan ahead of time for the things that you're going to spend.
Yeah.
So things are like gifts, things like fun activities. Maybe for those that are traveling on holiday. Yes, other start even 2 years before if you're going to, depending on how the budget is like. That really helps you because you won't put much pressure on yourself. You would have been saving towards, you have a separate budget for what you want to spend on, because I know we're in the season of giving, we want to give, so you already plan ahead of time on what you're going to spend.
So we've talked about planning, but how does one plan? How do you plan for your finances for the whole year? I mean, we're talking 12 months. 12 months is a long time to just stick to a plan. So how do you map it out all the way to 12 months?
So having a plan is, you can actually, these days with technology, there are a lot of apps there. I use the Money Manager. It really helps you to track your income, to track your expenses. This one will really show you to know how you're doing with your monies, and actually it helps you to see where your monies are going. So it's one of the ways that you can do this. You can also have an accountability partner, which we call EPI, who can help you. Yes, someone will say, okay, this is what I want to achieve, and they'll be checking on you. You said you'll do this, and you've done this, or you can be showing them your financial. And remember, when it comes to personal finance, this is personal and it differs from person to person.
Definitely.
Don't feel left behind. Work within your means. And you find that even with the Money Manager, the categories that you're going to have there are so different from person to person. It's person. So that's the way it says it's person. So yes, so with this you track in every expense, things like talk time.
Even things like talk time.
Yes, it's very important. People spend much money on talk time and they don't realize, because if you don't have a tracker, you end up spending and you don't know. It's very easy for you to forget where your money went to. The other things that you can do is really master yourself, know yourself. If you know that you're an impulse person or impulse spender and buyer, which most people are, find someone who is different from you, who can help you. Or you can, if you trust them, give them your card. Or one of the things that you can do is have an account which doesn't have a Visa card. Yes. So that you avoid, like, every time you see, you swipe. That's, yes.
That is a good way to just go about it. So what other thing that people always ask is, do you plan for your money when it comes in, or do you plan for your money before it comes in? Which one is the best way around it?
It's planning for your money before it comes in. Do you plan for the baby when the baby comes?
No, you plan for the baby before the baby comes.
You plan, you get excited the moment you discover that you've conceived. Particular goal. Yes.
Okay. So now that we're in November, it's safe to say we can even start planning for next year now.
Oh yes, it's the best time, because with a lot of the hype is so high during the festive season. People are shopping and they're very excited. People forget that January is coming.
Yes.
Don't borrow to spend. I know people go into Kalova, people go into debt just to spend, so you can so that you can look like I'm also happening. Know yourself, master yourself, like I say.
So self-mastery, I've come to see that planning and self-mastery comes into play hand to hand. In that when you know yourself, you know your triggers, You know, like you said, you're an impulse buyer. You know what triggers you. You can't stand to see something. Give your card to someone. Have someone who that you're accountable to. And I think that's the one thing that most of us tend to miss. We don't want to be accountable. And like you said, the app will also help you to be accountable for it and everything. So that's really something.
The app is very good because at the end of the day, the notification will pop up and ask you to say, have you checked? Because in the app, you come up with categories of the things that you do. Let's say savings, like to ask you, have you saved? It will remind you. So you find that it also wakes up like an accountability and it reminds you. Definitely. Maybe you're in a place where a friend or your AP is not there, but the goodness with the technology, it will pop up and remind you to say, I really feel like you forgot. Like in the evening, even when I've had a busy day, then I say, oh my God, I'm forced to.
The year. And why is it important for one to review their finances? I mean, like you said, the app shows you everything, so you're able to see what you've been spending on. So why is it important to come at the end of the year and review? Why is that?
Thank you so much. It's very, very important because viewing your expenses or how you're doing your finances, it will help you to see the areas that you are doing well and the areas that need improvement. So that as you plan for the following year, you're going to improve in the areas that you need to improve in. So that's very, very important. You can't start planning without going back to how you fared. Go to the highlights. How did you fare? What are some of the things that you had put in when setting those goals? Did you attain those goals? If you did, quite good. If you didn't, what are some of the things that contributed in you not attaining those goals? So you go back to review the highlights for the year. And with the good thing actually with the tracker, because it's weekly, you just actually put it the way you want it, weekly, daily. It helps you to review and you're able to see on course how you're faring as you go in the year. So even in the mid-year, you can do a stock take. Even like monthly actually, you can see, okay, I didn't do well. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is that people tend to mistake a budget and a shopping list. People think when they have a shopping list, then that is a budget. A shopping list is not a budget. A budget is something that you prepare way before you have even the money. It helps you, like it's a foresight of what you want to do. So when people say I have this shopping list, you go shopping then until you know. So with the, like I said, the budget is a foresight of what, like your income and your expenses, and it will help you to focus on the areas. And once you have a budget, you have the columns for income. Then you are going to say, okay, this is what I've set in that I want to achieve. These are the goals. How am I going to achieve these goals? With that, you set targets, attainable targets. I will do this in order for me to get the income to fulfill or to attain that goal. It really helps you. A lot of people do set goals, but they don't set smart goals. It's very, very important for you to set smart goals that are specific, measurable, realistic, attainable, and time bound. You can't just get, I want to buy a car. Or when? You need to put such a holiday. Yes, holiday when. So it's very, very important to be specific as you set those goals.
So it has been amazing. I've learned so much. I'm a culprit for the shopping list and the budget. So it has been amazing. I just want to find out what is your advice to people out there, even as they go out today for Black Friday shopping and as they plan out for December.
The advice I'll give you is when you go in that store, I know the hype is everyone looks like everyone is shopping. Why I say it looks like not everyone is shopping. Others are just excited and people will post like they've shopped. They just take pictures just to create that false reality. Ask yourself, what is your motive behind you going there? It is a want. I always say, is it a want? Is it a need? Do you really need it? Will it change who you are when you get it? How is it going to value or add value to you? You get that particular thing. Did you plan for it? Did you budget for it? It's very, very important. Avoid buying things that are not budgeted for. That way it will help you to have a good personal finances and you're going to achieve your personal finance goals and be able to do some of the things. Why don't you take your money to investing and growing your money so that in future you'll be able to attain what you want?
Thank you very much. That was profound, and I think I'll leave that written down somewhere. So thank you so much. It's such an honor to have you on. And also, if you want to get in touch with her, you can find her on Facebook. That is Barbara Sokolo, am I right? Princess Barbie. On LinkedIn as well, she's right there. We're going to share her profile here so that you're able to just get in touch with her and consult. You might just start your journey to personal development, to financial planning, and best believe you're in good hands. So we'll definitely share her details and feel free to get in touch with her. From us, it is bye-bye.
Welcome back to our Tinto viewers. If you're just joining us, we have a really packed and exciting show. We're talking everything travel, music and finances because I mean really, it's Christmas and it's that time. With us today we have the beautiful Jamie from the Gateway Travels. Welcome Jamie.
Thank you.
So Christmas is right around the corner and obviously with COVID happening, it's pretty hard for everybody to travel out of the country. So it's pretty exciting for us to know what we can do in Zambia, right? Please tell us a bit about the Gateway Travel.
Alright, so the Gateway Tours and Travel is a travel and tour operator that specializes in tailor-made packages. So basically that means we create packages to suit each individual's client's needs. Yeah, so whatever your budget is,
You're able to. So for some of us who don't plan on leaving the country to, you know, spend Christmas, what exciting places would you recommend one would go to?
Alright, so with our country is beautiful.
Very much so. Very
I know
much
there's
so.
this need for people to want to, go out of the country and
That's
see
so
all sorts of
true.
things, but I feel like Zambia has got a lot to offer.
That's very
in
much
terms
true.
of places like national parks where you can see the big five.
Yes.
All right, so you can do if you are into something like a beach, people that want to go to Zanzibar and whatnot. The Zambian version of it. You can
It's
go
Zambia
to
Beach, right?
Zambia Beach, yes, but also like Tanganyika because there you can do things like scuba diving.
Oh,
all that.
yeah.
So it's a place that people don't really know, but it's really there and they make it beautiful.
Exciting stuff, exciting stuff. And also safaris, we also have like waterfalls.
Yes.
Zambia is truly beautiful. I've actually personally taken some time to travel a bit around, and especially during COVID that my family and I couldn't really move up and down, but you do find really, really special spots in our country. So people, please know that Zambia is beautiful and there's plenty places to visit. So let's talk about budgeting holiday on a budget.
Okay.
Not everybody can afford the Dubai trips, the New York trips. So what are you offering currently that groups of friends, even families can take on?
So as I mentioned earlier, because we create tailor-made packages, so whatever your budget is, we create it towards. So I'll give an example. About 2 weeks ago, I went to Loa Zambezi with a friend of mine, and that was my first time going camping.
Wow.
So So we literally were camping by
Did you do the
riverside.
proper camping or the chalet camping?
No. Proper camping in an actual camping tent.
Oh my
so that was the
gosh.
first time because I get like with lodges in the national
Yeah.
parks, it's still kind of luxury.
Yeah.
But so we went to Loa
That's the
Zambezi.
sort of camping I'm doing.
Yeah, so we went to Loa Zambezi and we slept in a camping tent right by the riverside with no barricade. The river was there, we were just there.
hippos.
So, yeah, you're really told, how to be careful if animals are not disturbed, they won't attack.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so just be cautious of your environment. But yeah, so it was about 2 hours 30 minutes from Lusaka.
Okay.
Yeah, and we spent about was it about 400 kwacha per night?
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's exclusive of obviously drinks and
yes.
food. And
So you had that option of whether to order from the restaurant or just cook on
Cook
our
by
own.
your
So
own
the
food.
price stand and whatnot. So I feel like that one was, I think even about 1,500 would be good for a go come trip and maybe 2
There you
nights.
go,
of
people.
camping,
No excuses for holidays. We can afford if you think about it. And if you do go to the Gateway Travel and Tours, they can tailor make something that can suit you.
Yeah. So that was just one example I gave of Loa Zambezi because I experienced that. But also, even in Livingstone, for example, there are a lot of places to. I recently again went on a search for budget places. I found accommodation for as low as 200 per night.
Oh, wow.
Standard accommodation with an aircon.
Clean rooms,
Yes,
though, and a clean bathroom.
So
I am a
you have that
stickler.
option
for
to,
bathroom.
Yeah, so you can spend even like 5 nights and spend like probably 1,000.
Okay, that's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, so there are all those options. So in Livingstone, you can do Siabonga, which is close by for people that are in Osaka. You don't want to go somewhere really far. There's Safia Beach, which you mentioned.
I've never been. I think it's the only place that I've seen pictures of it where the sand and the water just looks very, very
So I
beautiful.
feel like with those ones, like I said, it's really about your interest. Because if you want a place to go read a book and relax and look at the lake or the river, you find that those ones are good. But then if you're into adrenaline activities, Livingstone has got over 20 activities you can do. If you want
Okay,
to go
so like-
bungee jumping, you want to go.
Did you try any of those?
I
Or
did
yeah?
the goat swing.
Okay,
I did the goat
I
swing.
think I've
literally
done. Is
fell
that the drop?
Yes, you
Yes,
drop and
I
then it
did
kind
that.
of swings the
Yes.
other way.
Oh my goodness, I did that. I
I
felt
did
like
that once in
the
a
earth-
lifetime. I don't think I'll do it again, but it's really
Definitely.
nice. In Lower Zambezi, you can do Royal Zambezi,
Okay.
which is a very beautiful lodge.
How much is that going for these days?
Well, they do have some promos here and there, but I could say about $200-300 per person per night, but that's inclusive of food, activities, and accommodation.
That's not so
So
bad.
most of the
That's
national
bad.
parks, it's usually all inclusive, so you don't have to go for the stress of what are you going to eat.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it makes your
that's-
holiday vacation so much easier.
Yes. Then recently, David Livingstone, it's been closed since COVID,
Oh,
but
okay.
now they're opening.
Is
it.
that the one in Livingston?
In Livingstone, yes, that's the
Okay.
property right next to Waterfront. So
Oh,
they had been
yes.
closed for a while, and then they're reopening.
Nice.
Yes, and Zambia
is
Airways is
beautiful.
opening
Yeah.
1st December, so they are doing flights to Livingstone as well. So you can do some flights and also accommodation there. So there are many properties. Like Tanganyika, you can stay at Ndole Bay. That's also an all-inclusive. They charge about $200 or so per night, all-inclusive. So activities, you can go kayaking, snorkeling.
Yeah,
so
so
you can
good. Exciting stuff. And in regards to planning, I know some of us can be late with our planning techniques. Any advice on how we can make sure we get packages at good prices in good time?
I think that's very important. Majority of the some of the clients anyway that come to me would say, I want to go to South Luangwa next weekend. How much is it? So when I give them the package, they're like, but that's too expensive.
Yeah.
So it's tricky that way. But if you decide to say in the next 6 months,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to 4. That way you can save towards it. So you get a quote and then save towards it. So what we do as Gateway, we provide a savings platform. So you can throw in bits and pieces of an amount working towards the holiday that you want.
That's exciting.
So by the time you
packages that or systems that help you save towards your holiday. So there you have it, guys. I start with the beautiful Jamie from the Gateway Travel and Tours, and she has amazing packages. Like she said, they tailor-make packages for you guys, so please don't feel afraid. If you have a budget, she will hook you up and make sure you have a beautiful Christmas.
For many years, music has seemed to be a good form of communication, dating back in our African tradition, Western countries name them. Joining me today is the beautiful Emily Hankola. She's going to tell us a little bit more about her journey being a musician and also all the beautiful things she's done in her journey. Emily, welcome to our talk show today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit, who is Emily? And music, of course.
Okay. My name is Emily Hakola. Hakola. I'm still discovering myself. I'm still learning, still trying to understand what I believe in, my interests and all of that. So I can't say I know myself yet. But yeah.
So, okay. Tell me about music. At what point can you say you discovered that you had this passion and talent for music?
When I was 5, my mom would play a lot of music and I would sing along.
Yeah.
And then like she heard me and she's like, you can sing, you know, and she'd ask me to sing. I didn't really take it serious because to me it was just like karaoke, you know. And then I sang in church at some point, and yeah, I guess hearing people tell me that I can sing is where I kind of discovered.
No one speaks from the heart about all the pain, the heartbreaks. Are you the type who relates so much to the heart and life experiences?
Yeah, for sure. I think I enjoy talking about emotions a lot. I enjoy being honest and vulnerable in my music. So yeah, I guess in that aspect.
I think that's true because most of the songs we've come across here, you talk about so much to do with love.
Yeah.
You know, the heart, emotions.
Heartbreak.
No, that's beautiful. I think it matches very well with your vocals and your tone. I feel you have it. You really do. So how, do you have a band you're working with? Maybe are you signed up with any label or something?
Yes, I am signed under Level Next.
Oh, nice.
My manager is around.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm signed under Level Next. It's with Church Lukuta. He is my producer slash manager. Yeah.
Nice. So what should we look forward to now? Emily, the year is ending. What's for 2022? Do you have anything planned out for the year before we wrap up?
Yeah. I definitely have a lot planned out. I have an album coming up.
This is something completely different, and I know people are looking forward to something different but beautiful.
Thank you so
And
much.
I'm really happy with the fact that, you know, being a young woman, you've seen, you've actually tapped into music as a talent, and your passion is just so obvious. Like, it's really inspiring. Most people rather just go for the job, white collar job.
Actually, I quit my job so I could pursue music.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a really good job.
That's a huge step.
Yeah, I had a really good job. It was paying me well, but I just felt like that wasn't where my heart was, and I knew what I wanted. I knew where I wanted to go, and I just picked music, and I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do.
So it had nothing to do with the money. It was just about the passion and what you
I was
wanted to
making
do.
really good money for a single person. Yeah, I was making good money. I was able to buy what I want and everything, and save, but I just didn't want to do that.
One and actually focus on one thing. So would you really recommend that people, you know, go for these decisions that you went for?
I think what's important is to ask yourself the tough questions. Ask yourself, am I good at what I want to pursue? Because I had to be really honest, like if I pursue music, am I going to be successful? Will I be happy? You know, financially, how am I going to provide for myself? Because that's important as well, you know. So you just have to be honest with yourself and ask the tough questions. Ask people around you, your leaders, ask them, you know, talk to them about it. And at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is where you find peace. For me, it was just about where I felt like, okay, this is where I want to be, and it's just, I feel with God, this is where I should be. So yeah, asking yourself the tough questions and where you find peace.
You like that? Tough questions and peace. I mean, mental health is everything.
Exactly.
So, are you out for bookings, or maybe you just do, you know, you just strictly attached to events?
You'd have to get in touch with my manager about that. So his name is Chimasu. All the details are on my Facebook page, Facebook, and Emily Hapola on Facebook. I use the same name for every platform. So if you're looking for me, Google Emily Hapola and you'll find everything. Nothing feels better. All of the pressure. You promise forever. Distance is better. I made a few mistakes. It's cool, I can take the blame. I'm just tired of all the games. I'm tired of empty words. But who's gonna love you now? Hi, my name is Emily Hapola, and you're watching Utuntu.
Welcome back, our Tuntu viewers. We had a jam-filled show. We spoke about travel, we spoke about finances, we had some music on. All in all, great.
It was amazing, honestly. Being the Friday, that is the best combination you could ever think of.
And for me, it's like what a year to end this amazing night. It was great.
Truly. We hope you had a lovely time with us on today's Friday show. Please feel free to share, like, and subscribe on our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook channels. And we will be happy to catch you guys next week. Have a lovely weekend. Yeah.
Cake at Meraki.
Lucky you guys.
We should have a show here to open in December.
Honestly,
Beautiful cake.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that's the place itself. It's my first time being here, and I love everything I'm seeing. Guys, and the cake. I had
It was
my,
such a jam. It was
I
such
had
a
my
jam.
Xberry crush.
Yeah.
It's the best I've had in town.
Cute
Let me put it out there.
ambience as well. Very cute ambience for those Instagram girls who like to take a little picture for your content. Feel free to check Meraki out in Road Spot. Really? From us,
I'm proud of you. Me too.
I'm getting the hang of it. From us to you, it's what?
At China.